guys. I hope you had a great weekend. And I hope you're ready for some new learning in math. This week, we are going to be using what we know about the place value chart to help us add two-digit numbers using the algorithm, or some might call it the vertical method. So here's our goal. I can add two-digit numbers using the algorithm, or the vertical method, and most importantly, explain why it works, okay? So one of the things I want you to notice first is when I'm adding numbers using the vertical method, I'm going to erase this to start. Because what you're going to see on your paper is what we're used to. 45 plus 27 equals something, written horizontally. When we're writing our algorithm vertically, it's really important that we line our numbers up so that all the ones are in the same column and all the tens are in the same column. So it should look something like this. Here's my 4 tens, 5 ones, and then my plus goes on the side. And then I'm gonna add in my 27, or my 2 tens. So my tens are aligned, and my 7 ones, and my ones are aligned. And then there's my equal sign kind of for the vertical method, okay? So when you write your addition problem vertically, going up and down, you should be able to draw a straight line down the middle, just like we would have on our place value chart, to show that you have your ones column and your tens column. This is going to help you really make sure that it makes sense in your brain when you have it written clearly. Okay, so when we are adding 45 and 27, we are still going to use our place value chart to help us explain why we might go through the process for this vertical method. Or why might we carry a 1? We've heard of carrying a 1, but why does that work? Well, we're going to learn about that today, and we're going to use this place value chart to do that. Okay, so just like every other problem, I'm going to make sure that I put my numbers into my place value chart correctly. And you're going to notice that the numbers in your place value chart match the written numbers on your algorithm, or I guess the dots will match the numbers, okay? So for 45, I have my 4 tens and 5 ones. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, right? And then for 27, same thing. 2 tens, 10, 20, and 7 ones. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, right? So again, we're always going to start in our ones place. And I know that if I'm adding up 5 ones and 7 ones, 5 plus 7, I know I'm going to have 12 all together, right? Because I have 5, another 5 would be 10, and 2 more would be 12. But remember, with our place value chart, we're looking to make tens because we can bundle ones and then make a 10 from that, right? So if I have 12 ones, I know that I can bundle 1 10, and I'm going to give that over here to my tens place, and I will still have 2 ones left over because 12 is 10 and 2 ones, right? So since I bundled my ones, they're no longer ones now. I have 1 10 added. So over here on this vertical method, I have to make sure that I carry my 1, or I carry my 1 bundle of 10 over to the tens place, just like I did in my place value chart, right? But I still have to make sure I remember that I have these 2 ones here. So I'm going to make sure I write them in my place value chart, and then I'm going to make sure that I write them in my ones place on my vertical method, or my algorithm over on this side too. So really, this should match, right? Now I have the same amount of dots in my tens place here as I do in my tens place on my vertical method. And just to make sure, I'm going to count. So I have 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens. So I'm gonna make sure I write that I have 7 tens there. Does it make sense over here? 4 and 2 is 6 tens, plus 1 more would be 7 tens. It does make sense, and my answers, 72 and 72, match. So I want you to think about, why does this work? Why does this method work? How can you use your place value chart to explain why this method works? Is it just a different way of showing your thinking? Okay, so that's your challenge for this week, and you have lots of opportunity to practice in the pages that I sent along with this video. So if you have any questions, of course, don't hesitate to contact me or Mrs. Hushka if you're in Mrs. Hushka's class. And I will talk to you guys soon.